I was struggling. I had intense anxiety I could not shake, and I had arthritis that made standing up from a seated position difficult. Then I started having hot flashes. My gynecologist prescribed hormone replacement therapy, and within 6 hours of putting a patch of estradiol on my skin, my joint pain was gone. And within a few months, my anxiety and hot flashes were also gone, and I felt better than I had in years. I'm not alone. There are 1.3 billion women worldwide that are going through perimenopause, and in this stage of our lives, estradiol or estrogen is varying 100-fold, and this can happen in hours to days. This can lead up to 10 years of symptoms like those I described for myself. And what I was surprised by during this course of treatment was that my clinician never measured my estradiol. And that's because we have 0 objective diagnostic tests to detect the dynamic changes of estradiol that occur in women. So women and their clinicians are going through perimenopause and treating perimenopause flying blind. That's why we have started and come up with Estraflow. This will provide continuous monitoring of estradiol to allow women and clinicians to track cycles, symptoms, and treatment response over time. We will use the same technology used for continuous glucose monitoring. A microneedle patch through the skin will detect estradiol in the interstitial fluid. Using 2 parallel sensors, we will be able to distinguish changes in estradiol that will be read out in an electrochemical sensor and read on a companion app to allow women and their clinicians to detect changes in estrogen in continuous manner. No one else has this combination of technology. We have a DNA hormone sensor that is validated and published, and we have an enzyme hormone sensor that's a proprietary data from the Isaacs lab, our co-founder. Both of these sensors provide sensitive and dynamic changes in sensing estradiol, the essential technology we need to provide continuous monitoring for estradiol for women. We have 2 claim families for our intellectual property, and we have not identified any blocking IP. We are in a unique position with my biology background and the Isaacs Labs enzyme platform, and we will be filing a proprietary patent with Yale Ventures in Q3 2026. The market is wide open for this technology. There are several companies like Mira and Ova which provide episodic direct monitoring of hormones, one-time snapshots of hormones in urine and sweat when we need a movie. Estraflow will provide this. There are 2 other technologies and companies that are in development for this type of technology. Level 0 is a UK company still in seed, and Imply is an implant that requires much more invasive technology into the skin of women. Estraflow is the only continuous direct monitor in the US market. Every woman currently being dosed by Intuition today is a potential Estraflow patient. There are 12 million active US hormone replacement therapy patients in the United States, and that's a $12 billion market if $1,000 per year is the cost of Estraflow. That's the same type of business model that was used for continuous glucose monitors. And we think by year 5, we'll be at $2.4 billion with 20% of these users. And we can expand into other markets like fertility, transgender monitoring, and the global market in the future. Our advantages are that we're precise and focused, estradiol specific, perimenopause first by design, not by limitation. We have 2 technologies so that if one hits a wall, we can pivot, and we have a clear IP path with no blocking IP. Our founding team has all of the expertise we need to make Estraflow a reality for these patients. We have the biology and myself and our co-founder, Farron Isaacs. We have engineering collaborators that can help us with the electrode and skin interface, and clinical collaborators that can allow us access to patients. We're asking for $30,000 to seed a $12 billion market to provide data for an adaptosensor that's DNA-based as a go, no-go decision for electrode integration, and for our enzyme-based sensor, a data package for estradiol adaptation, dose response, and proof of detection. This will allow us to apply for a $200,000 seed in the next round and into our first in-human study. That's the path to our $12 billion market. And this will allow us to make Estraflow and continuous monitoring for women a reality. That's it.